My name's Jessica Wright and I recently underwent embryo freezing with IVF Matters. I'm 36, I was 35 at the time, and my mum went through menopause at the age of 41 as well as her mum. It's hereditary and sometimes you can go through the menopause even earlier than your mum. We were getting married and it was obviously during the pandemic, so the uncertainty of when the wedding was going to take place, we felt like we had to control something, and the one thing we could control was freezing our embryos and having that certainty that we would have embryos there for the future if we needed them. So that was the decision making behind it, really. I did some research online and IVF Matters was the company that kind of stood out to me the most. And then when I spoke to Dr Irfana for the first time on Zoom, I just felt really, really comfortable with her, and she was very helpful, very calm, and made me feel very secure about everything and understand everything. I had to go for some tests to find out what my egg reserve was and how I was doing in that area, and then obviously once we figured out those levels of hormones and everything, then we could go forward with the process. You are prescribed medication that you have to take for, I think it's around 10 days, but it varies. You have to do the injections into your stomach and or leg, which was the most daunting thing for me at the beginning, but actually I personally found it so fine. The thought of it was worse, and then actually when you did it, it didn't hurt at all. So we did that for about 10 days, and then we went in for the procedure, which was so quick and easy. And again, Dr Irfana was there, and she was the one who did the procedure, and she made me feel great and fine and comfortable. And then they obviously took my eggs, my husband's specimen, and then we got the results within the week. They monitor them in the laboratory and find out which ones are kind of the top grade and which ones are working and have fertilised. Fortunately, we conceived naturally for this first baby, but we're really happy that we have 5 embryos in the freezer for the future if and when we may need them. Dr Irfana made it amazing for us. She reassured us both. She was very calm, very friendly, and I trusted her. Not only that, but the service with Dr Irfana was amazing, because if I needed to ask her questions, she was always there to pick up the phone, which I thought was really, really lovely and an amazing approach. I would say to any couples considering this, don't hesitate and go for it. It was really, in my opinion, a really non-invasive procedure, and very quick and effective. And the peace of mind that we had afterwards and we have now is second to none. Like we know that we've got that reassurance there if I was to go into early menopause, or, you know, also the quality of my eggs from then will be better as well. So if we decide to wait for 5 years until we have another child, I know that I have those embryos in the freezer. So I definitely recommend it.